Hi, I'm McCauley, and tonight at Pray It Off, we're going to talk about obstacles to weight loss. And like anything in life, one obstacle to one person, like one person may say, Valentine's Day is my downfall. And someone else might say, Valentine's Day, St. Patrick's Day is my downfall. And someone else might say, St. Patrick's Day, it's the whole month of December is my downfall. And then somebody else might go, every day of the year is my downfall. So, what we've got here is 87 obstacles to weight loss. And we're not going to talk about, don't read ahead, I see you guys scanning those sheets fast and furious. We're not going to talk about all 87 of them. They're going to go on the blog. But every week we're going to hit a couple. But I want to take a real good look at number one. Number one is my life sucks. The only thing that helps is food. Let's think about that for a moment. And you know what? Don't raise your hands and don't chatter. But is there one amongst us who couldn't say that at one time or another we had a pity party and we said, my life sucks and give me a hot fudge sundae? I don't even need a show of hands. And let me just tell you what's been a little different in my life. Not last week, but the week before. You know, it's very hectic for me on Thursdays to have the Pray It Off meeting and run from work and run here. So Thursday nights are hectic. Then Friday morning, I'm at work. And it's a very difficult time at work because I'm leaving the one department, I'm going to another, I'm working on Saturdays, I'm training people. It's very pressure-packed. My sister calls me right before I have to punch in and says that our mom is very, very ill. And I can't leave, you know. And so I have 12 minutes of personal time. I'm texting her different doctors. My mother is so stubborn, she won't go. We have to call these doctors and see if they can guess what's wrong with her. And it was very stressful. Then I leave there. I have to work on Saturday. I'm checking on my mom. She's getting a little bit better. Then I go to St. Camillus. My sister's got this debilitating MS where her body's all twisted up and she can't feed herself. And I'm trying to feed her and her legs cramp up. And then Sunday, our daughter calls and she has had a miscarriage of her 9-week-old baby. That she had one baby and the baby was fine and she had no trouble, and it just took her, it shook her up so bad. I'm on the phone with her for 1 hour and I'm sobbing and she's crying, and then Tuesday I get a call that Pat Egoff died. Any one of those things would have been enough pre-2008 to send me to the light beers, to the chips, to the ice cream. Any one of those things, I would have said, God, where are you? What are you doing? What about my mom? What about my sister? What about my daughter? What about Pat? I'm not saying I was happy about any of those things, but what I'm saying is they did not drive me to the chips. They did not drive me to the ice cream. I did not say my life sucks. What I said was, Jesus, I trust in you. And he wants us to say that. Not when everything's a bed of roses. Hey, I won the lottery. Woohoo, Jesus, I'm trusting in you. He wants us to say that when our life kind of sucks. That's all I'm going to say about number one. And I'm going to go right on to number two. Knowing you're making progress. And then people still giving you a hard time, saying that you're still fat, ugly, and will never change. Words hurt. That's an interesting one. Let me share this with you. I weighed 371 pounds. Now I'm hovering around 200. Now I can't break that 190 barrier, but I will one of these days. So I'm thinking, I look kind of good. You know, I weighed 370. I'm hovering around 200 now. I have to put the blogs on YouTube because that's the only way I can get them embedded on my Pray It Off blog. YouTube is open to the world. So my mother's sick, my sister's bad, my daughter has a miscarriage, Pat dies. I start getting these comments on YouTube, on my videos. The first one says this: why would anyone listen to this woman? She's so fat. So I'm sitting there going, I'm so fat. I've lost 171 pounds since my highest. It hurt. I'm thinking, words hurt. I didn't write this. And I'm thinking, put this in perspective, Ellen. This is a stranger in cyberspace. And I'm thinking, oh my, and then she didn't stop there. She went to another video. And she said more mean things. And then I'm thinking, you know, she's like, all this woman talks about is food. Why doesn't she just shut her mouth and exercise? And then the next one, she said something else. And then I'm like, oh. So then I very calmly blocked her, deleted the comments. So she can't, I say she, I don't even know who it was. It could have been some guy in China, I don't know who it was. But I'm thinking, I could spiral into a, oh my gosh, I thought I looked kind of better, and now this person's saying I'm fat. Instead I said, you know what? Doesn't matter. Who cares? I used to say Ellen McCauley can never say who cares because she cares about everything. And caring about everything is what got me to 370. So, and you know what I said to Bob? I said, Bob, you know what's really funny? I really don't care. I was amazed. I didn't care. Wow. Somebody's going to say something bad about you no matter what you do. Look what they said about Jesus. What did he do? He came, he tried to help people, they crucified him. There's a classic example of persecution. So if we feel we're making progress and people are still giving us a hard time, I want you to take something from me that took me 57 years to learn. Who cares? Who cares? It's free. And then right on the back of who cares, you say, Jesus, I trust in you. I'm just going to talk about the next one. My whole life is one big disappointment. Whenever I think of losing weight, I feel deprived, and I'm afraid of being thin. We're going to now flip through these, because I tell you, we're going to talk about these, and we're going to talk about overcoming 5 weight loss obstacles, because we're going to talk about all those in a little bit. I love this story. A doctor tells a guy to walk his dog. The guy walks the dog, and after a few months he comes back and the dog lost 11 pounds. Because the dog exercised and the guy put the same amount of food in his dish every week. The dog exercised, had the same amount of food. The guy exercised and said, man, I exercised. I'm going to have some chips and cookies now. The guy didn't lose any weight. So people say to me, Ellen, I went to Zumba 3 times this week. I don't know why I didn't lose weight. Well, let's take a look at what you ate, okay? Because it goes hand in hand. And here's a biggie, a hugie. You can eat a lot of healthy food. You're not going to lose weight if you eat a lot of healthy food. People think, hey, I had salads and chicken and fish, and I had yogurt and oatmeal, and I still gained weight because you had a lot of it. One of the things that never ceases to amaze me is how little my body actually needs to survive. My mind thinks, I need a lot of food. And my body's saying, not so much, Ellen. You don't need that much. So, not exercising enough for burning calories. Even someone tonight says to me, I walk all the time and I don't lose weight. Well, guess what? My husband was doing 15,000 steps a day. And he wasn't losing weight because his body says, you've been doing 15,000 steps a day for 20 years. I'm used to that. You have to do something for 20 minutes where your heart rate's going ba-boom, ba-boom, ba-boom. Like yesterday, when I left work and I had the little guy comes, I wait like a good doobie. The guy, the light turns red, he's a white guy. He's got this motion, meaning I can walk. I start walking across the street. Doesn't a car run a red light? Now, here's another benefit. That person on YouTube doesn't know that now that I've lost weight, I saw him coming out of my peripheral vision and I jumped. I jumped forward and I felt the car brushing the back of my throat. My heart was going ba-boom, ba-boom. I said, I don't even need to exercise tonight. That's aerobic. Almost getting killed. I recommend it. I'm too tired to exercise. I think I'll just cross the street and maybe get hit by a car. And my heart will go really fast. So, you have to get that heart going. Have fun with it. Try to do something a little bit more. And know how much you're eating. I'm not going to have you flip back to the obstacles for losing weight. I'll just read it to you. Number 7, I would like to do away with the PO log. Are you kidding me? Does that never end? Can I say it one more time? We're not going to get rid of it. Okay. So, The next page talks about added hunger from skipping meals. I told you last week, if you have to eat 1,500 calories a day, it's not a good idea to go 0, 0, 1,500. Because more likely you're going to go 0, 0, 3,000 because you're so hungry. Underestimating portion size, even good things have calories, except Ginny, Sherry are addicted to the watercress cauliflower soup that Sherry did some calculations, and it's practically free. I mean, the whole pot's like less than 300 calories. So you can sit there and eat the whole pot of that recipe. You're making it again. That's how much you liked it. Sherry, you wanted to marry it, didn't you?
It's really, I can't tell you. And it's very satisfying. So you could have it when you're feeling hungry. Just go grab some soup.
It's hot, it's satisfying. One person said to me, Ellen, she wasn't losing any weight, and she said, Ellen, I'm hungry all the time. I go, well, if you're hungry all the time, you should be losing a little weight. So the thing is, a lot of the hunger's here. Are you hungry? Are you tired? Are you bored? Do you think you need the food? You're wanting something? If you feel like you gotta have something, it's a perfect thing to have. Okay, are you doomed by diet and patience? I always say to people that time's gonna go by, whether you're here at Holy Family Pray It Off or you're not. It was 2008. Oh my gosh, it's 2012, isn't it? What happened? Those 4 years went by. So either you try to lose weight or you don't. Either you do or you don't. So being impatient about what? I could sit here right now and go, I'm quitting because I have more weight to lose and I haven't done it. Well, you got to be patient because guess what? God's teaching you something. All right, I'm going to stop right there, Bobby. And then